Hi, you guys. Welcome back for our daily practice questions. It is day 218, and as always, I like to first start with my introduction and disclaimer before getting started with our questions for today. So, for those of you who are familiar with me, hey, y'all. For those of you who are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Brittany Weinstock, a family nurse practitioner and the founder and CEO of the Nursing Studio. I provide resources, tools, review courses, review videos, review books, digital flashcards, Q-banks, one-on-one sessions, and more to assist nurses as well as nurse practitioners with success on their boards as well as in practice. I've been doing this since 2015, assisting nurses and nurse practitioners internationally with exam success. But y'all know my disclaimer and reminder is that we know there's no absolutes in medicine. We treat on a patient by patient basis, and any of the questions that you see here, I have designed and created based on the current guidelines that are being tested on the ANCC as well as AANP exam. Now, any of my videos where I'm teaching on things that we currently do in practice, I will always say that so there's no confusion. So, with that being said, let's get into question number 1 for today. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you're not missing any of my videos. And if you would like to gain access to my NP Test Success Toolkit, it is free and linked in the description. My website is also linked in the description, and it houses all of the resources that I offer. All right, question number 1 states a 32-year-old female presents with fatigue and occasional pica. She has heavy menstrual periods, and her labs reveal a hemoglobin of 9.8, MCV of 72, ferritin of 6, serum iron levels are low, TIBC is high. What is the most likely diagnosis? Is it A, thalassemia, B, anemia of chronic disease, C, iron deficiency anemia, or D, vitamin B12 deficiency anemia? Take a moment and tell me what you got. All right, I always recommend reading the stem of the question first, as it allows you to slow down to ensure you're answering what is even being asked of you. So here, the stem of the question states, what is the most likely diagnosis? All right, and I always say if they're looking for a diagnosis, you got to run it back and look at those assessment findings. So we have a 32-year-old female coming. She's coming in with fatigue and pica. The fatigue and pica will put you in the mind of iron deficiency anemia just because of the classic presentation. She also has heavy menstrual cycles. So the menstrual cycles being heavy, the fatigue aligns with a differential diagnosis of anemia. And then the pica aligns with iron deficiency anemia. So now let's take a look at the lab values to confirm our differential diagnoses. So hemoglobin is 9.8, which is in line with anemia. The MCV is 72, meaning it is microcytic, because remember the range is anywhere from 80 to 100. So this is less than 80, so it's microcytic. And remember the two anemias that fall under microcytic hyperchromic are your thalassemia and your iron deficiency anemia. So when you have things that present similarly, always make sure you know the way to differentiate the two. And iron deficiency anemia will have a low iron level as well as a low ferritin level because we are deficient in iron. Here we have a low ferritin and a low iron, so this is confirmatory for C, iron deficiency anemia. Also, the total iron binding capacity being high is also in alignment with a diagnosis of IDA. All right, question number 2. A 25-year-old Mediterranean female is found to have anemia on routine screening. She is asymptomatic. Her labs reveal a hemoglobin of 10.5, MCV 68, ferritin is normal, and RBC count is elevated. What is the most likely diagnosis? Is it A, iron deficiency anemia, B, vitamin B12 deficiency anemia, C, thalassemia, or D, anemia of chronic disease? Take a moment and tell me what you got. All right, and stem of the question here, which is the most likely diagnosis? So again, we got to look at the assessment findings. We have a 25-year-old Mediterranean female. She's found to have anemia on routine screening. She's asymptomatic. But let's look at her lab. So for one, if we have found that she's anemic on exam, we know the hemoglobin is going to be low. So that 10.5 is appropriate for what has been diagnosed. Also, remember when I tell y'all that when you're looking at assessment findings, make sure you pay attention to the age, gender, and ethnicity, because this also can contribute to your diagnosis, right? So she's 25, female, and Mediterranean, right? Ferritin is normal. The MCV is 68, so that's low as well. So that's a microcytic. Just like in question 1, I told you with microcytic hypochromic anemias, there are 2 that fall in that category, which is IDA and thalassemia. With IDA, the ferritin and iron are low because we are deficient in iron. But with thalassemia, ferritin is normal, iron is normal, okay? And so this is classic for C, thalassemia. Also, a lot of the Mediterranean culture and ethnicity, they are, what is the word I'm looking for? The population more commonly has like beta thalassemia. It's more genetically with that group of people. So I say all that to say, and I'm trying to find the way to phrase it, but I say all that to say this is why I say pay attention to the age, gender, and ethnicity. But remember, with the Mediterranean population, thalassemia is one of the more common anemias for that population, is what I was trying to say. All right, and question number 3. A 60-year-old vegan male presents with fatigue and numbness in his feet. Exam reveals glossitis and decreased vibratory sense. Lab shows a hemoglobin of 10.1. MCV is 112. Vitamin B12 is 125. What is the most likely diagnosis? Is it A, iron deficiency anemia, B, vitamin B12 deficiency anemia, C, folate deficiency anemia, or D, sickle cell anemia? Take a moment and tell me what you got. All right, and it says for the STEM here, what is the most likely diagnosis? So we're going to run it back again and look at those assessment findings. We have a 60-year-old vegan male. He comes in with fatigue and numbness in his feet. Exam reveals glossitis and decreased vibratory sense. Lab hemoglobin is 10.1. Okay, that's in alignment with anemia. His MCV is 112, which is greater than 100. So this is macrocytic. So now you need to think of the 2 anemias that fall under macrocytic normochromic. That's your B12 deficiency anemia and your folate deficiency anemia. But we also have vitamin B12 levels that are low. And then classic with B12 is neurodeficits and numbness and tingling. And vegans oftentimes don't have adequate vitamin B consumption, so their vitamin B12 levels can be low. So B, vitamin B12 deficiency anemia is your best answer. All right, you guys, I hope you found this helpful. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with whoever you may think may find this beneficial as well. But y'all know what to do. Y'all make sure y'all meet me back here. And if you need any of the resources that I do offer, feel free to reach out to the Nursing Studio by giving us a call at 803-400-6864. You can also shoot a text message to this number or shoot us an email. But as I mentioned previously, my website is linked in the description of this video, and it's also linked in the bio of this channel. It houses everything that I offer for first-time test takers, as well as those who are retesting, and how to contact me if you have any questions on what will be best for your review or your board preparation. But all right, you guys, y'all know what to do. Y'all make sure y'all meet me back here. Happy studying. Bye, y'all.